and our buddy Connor Zary last night. I don't know what we're watching, but he's a special player. There's the ability, and then there's the confidence to make plays that you don't often see in young guys. Maybe you do. I don't know.
I think you have the confidence.
But here it is.
Can you?
I'm just going to try this, and then I'm going to pull it again. And it hit the defenseman. He had the goalie beat there.
Well, and right before the Kuzmenko goal, which swings the game, he's on the left wall, the power play, and everything's running through Zary. And
yes.
He and Kuzmenko are playing catch, high and low, back and forth. This guy can't leave power play one. You know, it's exactly what Lindholm wasn't last year. Lindholm can do a lot of things, but he didn't have that confidence and vision to create stuff. Those two are just zipping it around, making plays. Like, he can't leave power play one. He's now one of their most creative players.
I was thinking to say it because it was the quick one-touch passes to the middle. No, it's not there. Back to him, to the point.
Yeah. It has to run through him and Kuzmenko. That's your power play. Everyone else you can move around.
It's been a good year for Connor Zary.
It was about a month, well, not even a year ago, he got called up.
Yeah. Well, I was looking last night. I think it's 66 games now that he's got under his belt.
And the first month, you're like, oh my God, like, this is a hot start. And then you're like, is this a star? And then he kind of cools off as the whole team does in the last month or so. And you're like, what is the expectation? Is a 50-point season good? Is it a 70? Like, how high is the ceiling here? I'm not ready to put a cap on this kid.
What were the injuries? This is putting you on the spot.
I think it was an ankle issue.
But what was it that brought him and Pospisil in?
I think it was the bad start, and there would have been someone hurt. I don't know.
Because you saw how quickly he took off.
He had a great camp.
It's like, yeah, how didn't you make the team?
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
I'm trying to remember who referenced it. It might have been Husker or someone.
Yeah.
Not unlike the Honzik decision. He had a great camp, but he was just go down and play. Yeah, yeah. And once he got over,
wow, they had to move those bodies too. There were more bodies around.
Yeah.
But they didn't move forward between then and him coming up. I wonder who was nicked up.
Yeah.
Or it was just, it's so bad. Like, we'll rotate I'm just trying to think like a Dryden Hunt down or somebody, but I don't think he was up. Like he came in and it was immediately like, oh, this is different. And then Pospisil a game later, and that line with Kadri, really, that's when they started to look like an NHL club, not just like, oof, we don't want to be here.
Yeah. 66 games over 2 seasons, and it's gone from, you look, hey, nice start. Big goal in his first game or whatever it was. I think there's something there. He may go back down, but I think he could stay. You're an NHLer you're a key part of what's going on here.
Focal point of the offense.
Yeah.
You're a big part of what this team is and is going to be.
He gets a contract this summer. You'll have the opportunity, if you believe in the player, to get him locked in long at a lower number. Not to suggest
around the table.
What's lower?
Well, I mean, I don't know what the point total is, but if he got 65, 70 points, would that be realistic?
I think it's 38 and 66, just going off the top of my head. That number is going,
30. Yeah, like if he's a 60-point player, is that 5-6 a year? Lock him in for 8 years. Hope he keeps getting better.
Around the table, who has fears of locking him in?
No, I don't have any concerns with zero. Not with
zero.
He's only going to, he hasn't, to your point, he hasn't played 70 games yet. Like, what are we talking about?
It's what he's going to say. Like,
yeah,
these guys are confident in themselves, and their agents are watching, going, "Well, we don't." Like,
but you're right,
because you'll have the leverage to be like, we'll come back on a bridge at 3. But what you're not doing, if you get the deal for those 2 years, is you're not locking them in for 8, right?
And that'll be a new one for Conroy, right? He's done some 5 years, the Sharon Govich thing.
It's a player coming out entry level.
Here you go. What's your vibe? What's your gut? And he's got other guys around him, obviously, that will have influence. But for sure, I would think
you could trade him for great picks.
Oh,
you know who it is that they did it with? It was Rasmus Anderson. They locked him in long term, and look at how much he's worth. Like, I think he's an $8-9 million defenseman on the market.
Yeah, so it's 67 now, right?
39 points in 67 games.
Yeah, and looks consistently stronger and better than
Saskatchewan.
Another Saskatchewan.
Where's he from?
Saskatchewan.
Toontown.
He was born in Saskatoon.
And
how old is he?
Kamloops, I think, when he was drafted, the family was in BC.
23.
Lock up his entire prime. So think about an 8-year deal. You're getting the best years of Connor Zary.
You're not getting them for 5 or 6.
Do we have
telling you that
a lock? No, I don't think so.
Pay that man his money.
It's going to be 7.5.
Well, and Dylan Gunther's another guy that I think they just locked him up, if I'm correct, in Utah. Like, get these guys locked in. The cap's going to keep going up, and they're going to be deals.
Surely the we can deal with this.
No.
My head blew off, Daddy. I hope that goddamn head was in it.
No.
Don't want that.
Something.
Who's a kid? I like him. He's a heart and soul, but he couldn't score more than 25 or 30 goals in his lifetime.
No, I'll look for
That's not.
it. I'll look for it later.
He's gonna get 25 this year. Jeez,
I was going to say,
settle down, Phil.
Espo's a little maybe biased.
Well, he's
there.
hot there.